Bearmore Hotel for what we hope will be a very enlightening day's conference. We had a very good day yesterday with some of the most experienced people in the world of CCSBI. We all learned lots, we had a lot of good networking and communication, and I think there'll be some very good relationships that have developed. With a very international audience yesterday. There was 42 delegates, of which about 4 from Scotland, and the rest from the rest of the world, including Japan, and America, and Bulgaria, and Poland, and Macedonia, and Belgium, and anyone I've missed out, I apologize. So it was very, very good day yesterday. But an even better day on Thursday, where we did the first 2 cases, CCSBI in Edinburgh, and that was probably the nicest day I've had in medicine since I qualified. It was fantastic to see, after a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I think a lot of you have been involved in that and followed it very closely, to actually see people treated, and to see the dramatic effect that balloon angioplasty had on the circulation was just so gratifying. This is going to be a tremendous adventure. We don't know where it's going to lead, but I know for one thing, this is going to change the face of medicine. And medicine doesn't like its face being changed. You might have noticed that. You know, people like to do the same thing forever. But you do need to have brave people who will innovate and who are willing to take the flack that goes with innovation. Otherwise, nothing happens. You have total stagnation. And the people who suffer from stagnation are people like you. It's the patients that need innovation, not the doctors. The doctors quite often quite happy to plod along and you know, pick up our wages and then retire. But that doesn't actually do anything. That's not what we're here for. We are here to create new things, and we're here to create better opportunities and better quality of life. So, we're delighted to co-host this conference with CCSBI UK, who really have been instrumental. That means they've barged the life out of us. They have been instrumental in making this happen. They were instrumental in what happened on Thursday. Mr. Donald Reid, who actually went to university with me and I've known for 30 years, I had no idea he was interested in CCSBI until Michele emailed me and said, you know, there's this surgeon, you may have heard of him. And of course, I was surprised. So that contact came through CCSBI UK, and they have been promoting this cause in the UK. So a lot of what has happened on Thursday and has happened today and happened yesterday has been directly because of that effort. So it's a great pleasure for me to pass over. Before I do that, and I'm seeing Paul making signs at the back, I have to say, if possible, we need to keep these pathways clear. If there's no plan to have a fire alarm today, if a fire alarm goes off, then it is a real emergency. We need to have these passageways clear. We have space at the front allocated for wheelchairs, so could we bring this lady down to the front? Could you come down to the front because you're obstructed? Could you move over to the side? That again obstructs the passageway. There are 2 emergency exits here on either side, and this is the air hostess bit. There are no lights to get you there. If the alarm goes off, we want everyone to leave the building as quickly as possible. There are a lot of people in this room with mobility problems. The wheelchairs are at the front for a good reason, because they can escape very quickly through the exits at the side. And there's exits at the back, but you know, as far as the mobility challenge is concerned, then it has to be from the front. So there is no, as I say, there's no plans to have a fire alarm today. Okay, so we have a very packed programme. There's one change. Unfortunately, Dr. Sandy McDonald had to go back to Canada straight away. We have a small hiatus here where we sort out that, because that's now worse. That's now completely obstructing that one. So, do you want to move? The good thing about this is you get a fantastic view. That's better. So that's both sides. Excellent. So Dr. Sandy McDonald has to go back. He was going to talk about the Canadian experience, but he actually said to me, look, that's a very short lecture. The Canadian experience at the moment is not very good. The government won't allow us to do it, and that hasn't changed, although they're very, very politically active in Canada, and I think a lot of particularly Ashton Embry and his charity have been very active in Canada. So, we've got a lot to thank the Canadians for, but at the moment, unfortunately, they are being forced. I had a Canadian patient who came to see me just recently, and I said, what is the story about this? We've got a very, very good National Health Service. It's a tremendous safety net. It's incredibly blunt, cutting edge, and we're way behind in lots of new innovations, but it's a very good safety net. In Canada, they only have that. They're not allowed to have any private medicine at all. And much as a lot of people don't like private medicine, we're lucky we can do that, otherwise this wouldn't be happening. And I said to him, well, what's the story? And he said, well, we don't want a two-tier system. I said, well, you've got a two-tier system. You've got guys like you travelling the world looking for treatment, and you've got other folk at home who just can't get anything done. So anyway, that's the Canadian experience. I'll give him that lecture in 1 minute. I'm now going to pass over to Michele Findlay, who is the chair. She's the supremo of CCSVI UK, and she's going to say a few words, and then we'll go back to thank you.
Good morning, everybody. It's lovely to be here, and thank you very much to Dr. Gilhooly for that nice introduction and setting the scene for us. My role here is to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we've done since we first started in January 2010. So we've only been in existence 10 months, and we've done quite a lot in that time, and this is what these next few minutes are going to be about. I'd like to express my personal thanks to all the experts who turned up to this exciting event, and then for a few moments I'm going to talk about what we did. So MS-CCSVI UK was Gary Barclay's idea. He's not here, he's got business to run, and he's left me in charge. I didn't know this when he first enrolled me from this MS, that I would actually end up doing this, but such is life. And although when he first conceived the idea, it was called Liberation UK. His mother has MS, and she told him about CCSVI, and he and his brother Richard immediately set about looking further into this vascular condition. He thought this information should be available to everybody, and being a network specialist, he started setting up Facebook, and later on he set up a website. Mainly it was to give information, and that's what he saw my role in the whole project, was actually just to be on Facebook and ask people questions, because he found me on this as MS and realised that I'd done quite a lot of research myself on behalf of my daughter. Within a few days we had a core group, and some of them I still see in the audience here today, which is great. And of course, obviously, life takes over and other people have to move on. Cole McLaughlin over there, sitting over there, we'll see him later on. He started the petition, and we had we set a big target. We set a target of 10,000 signatures in 2 months. And that required an awful lot of hard work. We had to get networking in a big way. At the same time, we were contacting MPs, the media, MS organisations, medical specialists such as vascular surgeons and interventional radiologists. At the very beginning, we set our aims, and I'm just going to read out what the aims were, and I'm doing this to show you that actually we are changing.